money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Busy hour lined up as we are live in downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. We will get into tonight's basketball card in 15 minutes. Do you concur? At the bottom of the hour, and Mel Kiper put out a new mock draft today, and DraftKings has more props up as we get closer to that event in April. We shall discuss a little bit later on here. We go best bets on the PGA Tour at the Cognizant Classic as Jeff Sealey joins the program now. Follow him on X. He is at Cupmaker Jeff. Podcast as well called the Cupmaker Podcast. Jeff, thanks for the time today. How are you?
I'm great, fellas. Ready to begin the Florida swing at PGA National this week. So, we've got the formerly known as the Honda Classic, now the Cognizant Classic, and it's a really interesting field this week, guys. We have 33 guys between 20 and 60 to 1, the lowest odds being 20 to 1. We never see an odds board like this.
Do you like events like this when the odds board looks like it does?
Yeah, I really do, because, I mean, in my mind, there are a handful of guys who are clear favorites. And how often can you get a guy that you consider a clear favorite in a golf tournament at 20 to 1, right? So I think it's remarkable that we've got it's just a great opportunity. So there's some guys even at the bottom of the board. I'm happy. I think you could realistically bet all 5 of the favorites and find a winner at 20 to 1. That's worth considering.
Can you tell us a little bit about how unique this course is?
Yeah, guys. So, I mean, there's nothing in terms of distance that's really that crazy. The thing that's tough on this hole is you have to lay up a ton, and there's water on 15 of the 18 holes. So this is not your typical, a lot of PGA courses are just bombs away, kind of like it was in Mexico last week. This week, you're laying up, and you're really looking at guys who can hit a 130-yard wedge shot and then make a putt. And so it's not overly complicated. It's just hit the fairway, hit wedges, make putts, and that's why you can see a wide variety of guys win here. So I'm just looking for guys who, number one, have had some experience here and had some history here. You can see some guys who have been very successful here, and other guys who had no success at all. I'm obviously leading with the forward, so but the water, obviously, great equalizer. You can find a lot of double bogeys out here if you're not careful.
Okay, I want to go back to what you said a couple of moments ago. Again, based on this stat alone with the odds board, 33 golfers are between 20 and 60 to 1. But you said there are a couple of clear favorites in the field this week. Who are they?
Yeah, first of all, guys, I mean, Russell Henley's 22 to 1. I'm happy to take him at that price. He has 2 top 10s here in the last 5 years. Grades out number 1 in about any model you're going to run. He was 13th here in 2013. I mentioned course history. 13th in 2013, won it in 14, 24th in 18, 20th in 19, 8th in 20, 3rd in 21, where he gained 8 strokes putting, and then he gained 7 strokes putting here last year. So he's gained with his irons in 14 of his last 16 events. Add that with the putter as well as he's been putting here. I think that Henley is in a really, really good spot, 22 to 1. My favorite bet of the week, bar none, is Russell Henley top 20. You can get him at plus 110. No, that's not like anything super exciting or crazy, but I think that's a terrific bet and a very safe one.
How about your guy Sepp Straka? What are you doing with him?
Man, guys, it's really hard to find someone who started the year better than Sepp Straka. Now he's 25 to 1. All he's done so far is have 2 top 20s, a top 10, and a win in 6 events. So in 4 of his last 6 events, he's been inside the top 20 with a win. And now we get him in a course where he won 3 years ago and finished top 5 in 2023. So I think we're actually getting a little bit of a discount here because of the horrible week he had last week. If you throw it out last week, he gained an average of 4 shots on approach in 2025. He gained 7 strokes on approach here in 2023, 9 strokes tee degree here in 2022 when he won. I'm going to ladder Straka this week. I'm going to look at 20, 10, top 5, and outright. I'm certainly in the markets that offer each way books. I'm going to play some each way there. Love Sepp Straka this week.
Yeah, based on his play this year, don't you think that he should almost be the shortest shot on the board?
I absolutely think he should, Mitch. And again, he's close to it, right? Shortest is 20. He's 25 or so. But, yeah, anything north of 20, I think, is a great bet on Sepp Straka this week. And we'll talk about a few more guys. I mean, Billy Horschel, guys. Billy Horschel's played this event 12 times, finished 9th last year, and has 2 more top 10s and 2 more top 20s we're getting a discount on him, I feel like, because he struggled the last 2 weeks coming off back-to-back missed cuts. But I think this number is like 35-1 if this was played in the second week of February, where he's coming off a 21st and a 9th place finish. So if you build a model and just look at players who've had the best success with their wedges and putter at this course, just those two factors, Billy Horschel comes in number 2. Luke Donald's number 1, if you're curious. He's in terrible form. Billy Ho's in good form. 50-1, I think, makes a tremendous outright flyer and a really good top 20 play. And then, guys, there's a guy named Ryan Gerard who is not going to be known to many casual golf fans, but he's sneaking up the leaderboards, and I think now is really time for us to start paying attention. He just earned his tour card in 2025, and he already has 3 top 20s in his last 5 events, which is really solid considering he's 25. He's gained on both approach and putting in 5 straight events, so we like to see that coming in. But what's really interesting, guys, is Ryan Gerard actually Monday qualified into this event in 2023 when he was on the Korn Ferry Tour, went on to finish 4th. He was able to parlay that top 5 finish into staying on the tour for the rest of the year in 2023 until he eventually struggled and had to head back to Korn Ferry. But now I feel like he's in good form. He's here to stay. He's been sneaking up the leaderboards. We know his comfort here. 70-1 for Ryan Gerard. Take a hard look at that. And another guy I like a lot as top 20 play.
All right, let's dig deep here. 3 bombs and also what they pay top 20. Give us your 3 bombs.
Yeah, guys, all 3 of these bombs pay plus 350 or better top 20. So shop around. But I like all these guys a lot. Worth some pizza money on the outrights. Adam Svensson was T9 here in 2022. His wedges have been good for most of the past 12 months. If he can find a putter, we could see a really nice result out of him. Sam Ryder, 110-1, has terrific course history here. He locks in his wedges here, coming in at number 1 in the field from 125 to 150 yards at this course. And his putting is also inside the top 20 in the field at this course. Course horse, great play at this price. And my guy, Hollywood Hoagie, guys. Hoagie comes in ranked number 3 from 125 to 150 at this course. If his putter cooperates, we know Hoagie can make birdies in a hurry. I think it's going to be a shootout this week. I think we're going to see a 20 under or so win again, as long as the wind doesn't pick up. Hoagie's a guy who can make birdies. 120-1 on a ball striker as good as Hoagie. I absolutely love it.
Very good. Follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our guest, Jeff Sealey. Follow him on X at Cupmaker Jeff. His podcast is also called the Cupmaker Podcast, and he is on the Progressive Guest Line. We're talking about the Cognizant Open this week on the PGA Tour. Where would you rank Brian Campbell's shot to eventually win the Mexico Open that ricocheted off the trees in terms of overall luck, like anything that you've ever seen before?
No. I mean, not in a shootout to win a PGA Tour event, right? I mean, yeah, in the course of, a regular round, things happen, and that could easily happen, to anybody in any given round. It's happened to anybody who's played golf has had that happen. But to have it happen in a shootout where obviously your nerves are heightened, he just got nervous and just freaking sprayed a drive, and to get that lucky and then to hit his 3-wood to a perfect wedge position, hit his wedge to 4 feet. I mean, you had to feel bad for Podgear because it's like, man, you had to think it was over, right? As soon as you saw that drive going right, you're like, well, that was all I got to do is not mess this up. But no, it was incredible, and I've watched a lot of golf. That was as lucky as I've seen. I mean, it made for good TV, and what a story for that guy too, right? I mean, I think he said like 130 or 140 starts and never won a tournament between Korn Ferry and PGA. So really happy for the guy. I mean, you'll see Podgear get back there. He'll be fine. But this guy may never win a tournament again. So good story. Yeah. Man, was it. But no, you're never going to see anything like that.
Good to talk to you. Hope we see you for the Masters. They're doing a viewing party at the pool out here. And hope to see you. Talk to you soon. Appreciate it.
Can't wait, fellas. Take care.
All right, Jeff Sealey, the man.
He's right. That golf tournament was over with.
Yeah, he won $1.2 million, too, as a result.
Pretty good purse.
Yeah, right.
The Mexico Open, I think the overall purse was $7 million.
That's nuts.
Yeah, they've gone up substantially over the years. Thanks, Tiger.
Yep. Good hockey card tonight, too. I want to point out a couple because the guys are working hard with the goal in the first 10 and the first period overs. Dallas is on a 14-2 run. St. Louis 12-2, Toronto 15-3. First period overs, Edmonton 12-2 run. Ottawa 13-3 under run. Buffalo has played 15 straight overs in the second period. Montreal 16-2. Third period overs. Kings 10 in a row. Rangers 10 of 11. And goal in the first 10 at home. Minnesota 8 in a row. Overall, Toronto 23-5 run. Goal in the first 10. A lot of teams in action. I'll have more of these in pocket as well. And
15 straight. What is it?
that's
second
Buffalo.
Buffalo. So I'm looking right now.
Second period over. What are we talking? $1.80 juice?
It's $1.86.
Okay. Yeah. I think 15 in a row.
I wonder,
you guys won't hesitate to lay that in a baseball game coming up.
Well, I'm curious. So, do you bet that? Because I really have never done that before. Do you bet that before the game, or do you wait till it unfolds for a number in play?
Before the game.
Before the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all. Yeah. That's the way I attack it. Sports betting never slows down. Neither should you. NBA, NHL in full swing. Playoffs right around the corner. Masters, March Madness, opening day, draft. $9.99. Start betting smarter with a VSiN Pro subscription. The daily email from Bill 80. Every pick, every host, every guest. Full access today, $9.99. VSiN.com/subscribe.
I'm looking at the website right now. It's awesome. It's updated as stories post. UFC 103, Lou Finicaro. His best bets just posted. Jonathan Davis on the entire NHL card tonight.
A lot of picks.
Best bets from Adam Burke, college basketball, Zach Cohen on the NBA. You get a little bit of everything every day at VSiN.com. We will get into tonight's hoops card up next. It's the definition of hopping in early because everybody was going to bet it, forcing numbers to be on the move.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Welcome back. We are live in downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Mitch Moss along with Pauly Howard. In 15 minutes, we will get into Do You Concur? In 30 minutes, Mel Kiper's mock draft that dropped today and updated props that you can bet on at DraftKings. Here, Pauly, a game that's been on the board now pretty much since that trade on that crazy Saturday night when it happened and it dropped late when Luka was traded from Dallas to the Lakers in exchange for Anthony Davis, and some other parts were involved as well. Opened up much lower than where this game is at right now. I think there was a 5.5 out there.
Yeah.
At least one book, and
yeah.
I was very curious to find out where the books were going to open up Luka's props tonight. So I made note of this last night. I think pretty much as soon as they opened, his points prop opened 30.5. That quickly moved to 31.5 with juice to the over. Side note, DraftKings posted an hour before the show, or right before the show started today, that 64% of the bets and the money were on Luka under 31.5 points tonight in the game.
Saturday was the game changer because he wasn't even coming close to his points total and then got in the groove and played and was excellent against Denver. So it would be an auto play under until he had that great performance against Denver. But this is the same thing with Jimmy Butler. I want when they go back to the city, when Butler goes back to Miami, when Luka goes back to Dallas, that's when I want the overs. This is, I want to stick it to him. I want to win the game and blow him out. I don't have to get mine. I don't have to go off here. So I would tread lightly with these props tonight, and maybe you want to look more at assists, but I just think it's more of what they did Saturday. That's the other thing about we're getting up to 9.5 here. Dallas is no joke, even though they have injuries. Mm-hmm. They still have a lot of good players. So you're coming off that huge win, and everyone's pumping your tires. But that's the performance you love as an organization and as a head coach with Redick, that everyone was involved and 4 guys scored 20 points. It was beautiful.
Sure, but also you'd be hopping in right now to betting the worst numbers imaginable because they've been going up pretty much the entire day. And that's despite DK reporting that much of the handle and that many of the bets were actually on the under for him tonight. Actually, you know what? His assist prop just came down the way it looks. So that opened 7.5. Over was minus 146. Books earlier today moved it to 8.5. I'm looking at the screen right now. A lot of books have it back at 7.5 the way it appears. Offshore books have it 7.5. National books have it 7.5. It's pretty much everywhere now. The assist moved to 9.5 after it opened 8.5. And the threes, the juice moved at least a quarter. And another one that moved the number moved 2 points overall, or points, rebounds, and assists. It went from 47.5 to 49.5 in this game. That's a huge number. That's like Luka playing last year when he was, eviscerating teams and going for a triple-double in almost every game.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't do that. And what if it turns into a blowout then?
Yeah, sure. That's in play, too. You saw what happened, what Golden State did to Dallas. So I would look at LeBron and Reeves as far as over props for points. Because I still think Reeves would be in there, even if they're blowing him out.
Okay.
But he's been fantastic. And remember the loss against Charlotte. They were up double digits, then he got kicked out of the game.
That's right.
And all hell broke loose. So big stretch here, too, for the Lakers. Find out a lot of people still want to let it play out if they think they can compete in the West and be right there with OKC. Minnesota after this, 2 against the Clippers, Knicks at home, then the East Coast swing, Boston, Nets, Milwaukee, Denver. So some tough games and a tough stretch in March coming up, but a good one. What do you do with the Bucks now? I like Houston tonight. What a rough go of it for Bobby Portis. They break into his house, steal all his stuff, right? Then the bozos put stuff on take selfies, right? With wearing all the jewelry and whatever, and Burrow.
Smart move.
But then the guy gets suspended 25 games. Like, what's your reaction if I say, hey, Mitch, try this. Go ahead. Take a sip of this. What do you, right?
When I was younger, I'd say absolutely.
You're going to say, what's in it or what is it, right?
Now, yeah.
So he gets suspended 20. This is huge. He's a good player.
Sure.
He gets suspended 25 games because he thought he was taking Toradol, but his assistant gave him Tramadol, which is banned and is habit forming. And I wanted salsa, not salsa. But that's on the assistant, but hey, I need to know what's in it. This is going to cost me millions of dollars.
So has the assistant been fired yet?
I don't think so. They're taking the fall, but that's, hey, take this pill. I have an elbow injury. Oh, I thought I wanted Toradol, not Tramadol.
Yeah. Long time ago, we hopped on a cross-country flight. We're going to go cover a Super Bowl. I think it was in Jacksonville. We caught a red eye on a Friday night.
Sure.
So I can't sleep on flights at all to save my life.
I can't either.
I'm sitting next to I think we're sitting like first class or the first couple of rows anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine that the company we work for would have paid for first class. So I don't even, but we were sitting right up close to the plane. I'm sitting next to a guy I'd never met before in my entire life. The 2 guys I was going with right across from me. And this guy, who's a stranger, like we're getting ready to take off, he opens up a thing of pills and he goes, "You want one?" I'm like, "Sure." I didn't feel anything from it.
No? All right.
So
risky business.
Yeah.
Take some dream water.
My friends are like, or my co-workers are like, "Mitch, what the hell are you doing?" I'm like, "Hey, I want to see if it's going to work. Help me sleep a little bit." Okay. It did not. So very disappointed in whatever that guy was on.
Yeah. Right.
So,
right.
Okay, so let me give you this. G-Bank bet of the night. So we're going to go to the Spurs game against the Pelicans. I'm going to anyway. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to play a player prop, and it's Keldon Johnson. And here is why. So he was not exactly, going gangbusters in February when Victor Wembanyama was still playing games and he was still healthy. However, since Wemby played in his last game, that was against the Celtics on February 12th. After that, the Spurs have had 3 games. Keldon Johnson's numbers, 26 minutes per game, 20.3 points on 10-plus shots per game, 3.3 rebounds and 3.3 assists. That adds up to 27 points, rebounds, and assists since Wemby has missed time here the last 3 games. It's 19 and a half tonight for Keldon Johnson. This is one of the guys who's getting more playing time, more shots, and more usage since he went down. I got to ride this with him.
Yep, good look. Good job. Best bets brought to you by G-Bank, official bank of VEASAN. G-Bank up in the ante with a $750 bonus for a new G-Bank Visa signature card for new customers. And if you spend $1,000 on eligible purchases within 90 days from account opening, you get a $250 bonus. In addition, if you spend $50,000 on gaming and sports app loads within the 30 days of account opening, you get another $500 bonus. So the $750 bonus is yours. Apply now, VEASAN.com/GBank. Terms and conditions apply, VEASAN.com/GBank. And long story short, I like the Rockets, too, with the loss of Portis and the Bucks. I don't think they're going to get stops defensively tonight.
I'll throw out 2 other player props.
Yep, sure.
And they both come from the Celtics-Raptors game. Derek White, 36 and 18, over 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists so far this year. He's had 2 duds against Toronto, so keep that in mind. His last 3 games, he's in great recent form, 35, 35, and 28. We're talking points, rebounds, and assists. I think Grady Dick is going to be the one player affected the most by Emmanuel Quickley returning. He's been back for a minute now. But since Quickley came back, last 5 games, He has scored 20 in order here. 20, 23, 15, 23, and 23 points. Playing a lot of minutes, double-digit field goal attempts. The one player in recent games not impacted by Quickly's return has been R.J. Barrett. He's only played in 4 February games, but the kid's been on fire, averaging 25 points per game, 5.5 assists, and 4.8 rebounds in 2 games against Boston this year. 22, 10, and 8, and 25, 15, and 10. Played him over 30.5 points, rebounds, and assists tonight in that game. You think that the Celtics are laying too many points?
Yes. Toronto has been feisty. And who knows? Maybe they can sneak in this, participate in the play-in with the Sixers issues. And certainly I don't trust the Bulls, even though they won that game.
Right. Tons of young talent. I would say this, though. The Celtics are playing, like, fantastic basketball right now.
They're on a great run. I know. But time off? Maybe. Oh, that's Montreal with the strip clubs, not Toronto. Okay. Yeah, the Montreal's got the
Montreal,
good clubs. Yeah, okay. So there won't maybe no distractions there. But, I don't think the Grizzlies are a bad look tonight, laying 8 against the Suns team. Suns have lost 5 of 6, 3 games under 500. Horrible chemistry, horrible locker room. For what it's worth, Bill Simmons was at the last game. I know he tweeted about this. He went to the Suns-Spurs game. How bad was that loss? That was after the Wemby news. And they come out on national TV, and they're getting flogged by the Spurs. And he just said at the game the body language was atrocious. Like standing way off, not listening to the coach. Durant walking the other side of the floor.
Yikes.
All that stuff as well. And plus, they don't like Beal. So, Grizzlies also 14-5 ATS run off a loss. Number 1 in pace, 245 the total. Don't be scared off that. And the Cavs are on a sick run. They've won 11 of 12. Great acquisition to get Hunter. They're 7.5 against Orlando, who's had a ton of issues. 222 the total. I don't know who's going to dictate pace in this game, but the way the Cavs are playing. Number 1 offense. Number 7 defense. I think I got to ride the Cavs here, too, that the run. They are playing great ball as well. And they are 47-10. And there's a good prop up at DraftKings. The best record, second half of the season. They are plus 380. I think that's a good bet. Even though Boston's playing so well, but you think maybe Boston says, okay, we're good. We're going to win the division. We're going to get the 2 seed.
Sure. Maybe a little Memphis first quarter, first half tonight.
Not bad. Okay.
All right, let's follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. The Raiders need this quarterback more than they need Shedeur Sanders. Do you concur? Is up next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Great moments in history have begun with a question.
To be or not to be, that is the question.
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
And what kind of hair product does Mitch Moss use? But Follow the Money wants to know.
Do you concur? Concur with what, sir? Do you concur?
Love it. Love the Open. Always a good time. There'll be a passionate rant coming up as well. It's a good thing the Packers were outed as the team that wants to ban the tush push. Do you concur?
Sure. Why not? Put your name on it, right? I'm glad this leaked. I'm glad it got out.
Yep.
By the way, did you see how ridiculous this was? Their GM, I hate to say his name because it's very close to bad words. So I will not. But he said, quote, we're not very successful against it. I know that, but to be honest with you, I haven't put much thought into it. But then why are you trying to get it banned?
Yeah. Good for Sirianni. Said it's insulting. Good
of course it is.
Come on.
He added, this is the Packers GM. It's been around for a while. We've used it in different fashions with our tight ends. So, again, I think there will be a lot of discussions about it. I've got to look at some of the information as far as injury rates, things like that, to see. But we will see. What the hell kind of a quote is that?
Yeah. That's bizarre. That's kind of like what McDermott said. They run it, too. He goes, well, we do it a different way. But I'm concerned about the injury rate there.
That's exactly right.
Come on.
So I
do it like Baltimore does it, like Philly does it. I mean, the other teams do it. It doesn't work. Baltimore does it a unique way with Andrews, and I love it with the tight end. But again, it goes back to what Sal Pell told us. Hurts can squat 500 pounds.
And by the way, does he not have some say in this?
No kidding.
This guy's like unaware of the whole thing?
Come on. What are we doing? If that passes and they ban it, stupid.
How is that an illegal football play?
I know. Now they're going to vote on it now. Yep. The Raiders and Las Vegas need Stafford more than Sanders. Do you concur?
Well, Stafford's going to be a Hall of Famer, I'm guessing. He's really turned in. I mean, I think he's actually gotten a lot better as he's gotten older, to be honest.
You need some excitement. You need, because, okay, you get Sanders. That'll die down after a couple weeks, and they're going to win 4 games again.
Well, but
you need to have a good team that can win 8-9 games and compete.
So I say this all the time. Like, Sanders is going to be a coin flip. I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows if he's going to be really, really good and like a franchise changer for the Raiders. But how good really could the Raiders be with Stafford? And what if Sanders is good for 15 years? Because Stafford would come here for like a year or 2.
Yeah, it's only a couple of years. I know.
And then he's got to compete against Herbert and Harbaugh.
I know, but
Reed
I got Pete Carroll though. I think I could be 7-8 wins. I really do. I think there's some talent. I just think the quarterback play has been atrocious in the coaching.
Okay.
Your guy Pierce gone.
Here's what I would consider. If you told me right now they could get Matthew Stafford in free agency or some sort of a trade where it wouldn't cost too much, and then I'm noticing more mocks putting Ashton Genty number 6 overall.
Wow.
Might be a reach. I think a lot of people would say that. But you have him, you have Bowers at tight end.
Sure.
You can fill the gaps at wide receiver.
I love Genty. Yeah, not bad.
Mike Palm called him last week a second-round pick.
Oh, God.
We'll talk about that with him tomorrow.
Will Ferrell is the SNL GOAT. Do you concur?
He's in the conversation, but I personally cannot. I do not concur.
It's hard to put together a top 5 cast member.
It's a great conversation. So I would tell you that I watched this show like every week when I was younger, late 80s, early 90s. It was right in my wheelhouse. I love the sense. I love the comedy. This is near and dear to my. I have to go Phil Hartman.
Wow.
Have to.
I'd have him top 5, no doubt.
Oh,
incredible range.
Oh, phenomenal.
Hilarious. Yep. Sinatra Group, Unfrozen Caveman Lawyer, everything.
Yep.
Did it all.
Farley, Attentive Chef.
Yeah.
Farley probably a little bit too short-lived, and also
Adam Sandler.
Dana Carvey has to be on the list.
Yeah, Church Lady.
But his range also was so good.
Yeah.
But I think Will Ferrell's right there. He's definitely top 5.
Yeah.
I'm also a little bit too young for the original cast and like Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, me too.
So and I was like 8. So, that was probably over my head back then.
This was good. This is from Channing Frye yesterday. I think it's awesome. Nostalgia is killing the NBA. The 90s basketball era with Jordan and Kobe was not as clean as you think. He's 100% correct. Do you concur?
Of course I concur with that, yes. But I also, I wonder why people hate the league as much as they do today. Like, what's the main overall reason?
A little political. Taking the knee and stuff in the bubble. Too many threes.
That I agree with.
Players run the league. Guys,
too much money?
Maybe. Guys won't stick around, demand trades all the time. Other than that, there's some things there, but a lot of that goes on. It's the only time in 45 years watching sports where fans complain about scoring. Yeah, guys, again, he's right. Put the games on YouTube. I remember. The games were not good. The games were in the 80s. Everyone walked the ball up the floor, and everyone you're holding on to like a mid-range jumper. It was, he's like, you forget, rest in peace. Kobe quit on his team in the playoffs and refused to shoot the ball. The propaganda. And then whether it's Ant, Wemby, LeBron, Steph, you get compared to guys 40 years ago. And then the rules weren't the same, but then why do you want to be the leader or the top guy when you got all the talking heads criticizing it and how bad the league is? Like Giannis, awesome. Joker, awesome. Curry, all-time great. LeBron, all-time great. Everyone keeps talking about Michael Jordan. I think he made a lot of great points here. But what are you hanging on to? You remember those games? The league was atrocious.
Yeah.
When San Antonio was winning titles and games playing in the 80s, and the Pistons.
If you compare,
guys also couldn't shoot.
It's not even the same sport, Paul. If you
right.
compared a game from like the 90s or like late 80s with some of those teams to today's basketball, it's not even the same thing at all. The tempo blows it out of the water today.
Right.
But also, is there a way to play this style of basketball but not? Because I got to tell you, I hate watching games where they're taking 100 threes. I think the style of that's bad basketball in my opinion. And you can come back and say the analytics tell you to shoot it. It's not fun to watch.
No, attack the basket more. No, I'm with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I scream at the TV too. Go to the basket. But also, I've watched some of those games too because I got fired up with the HBO show, and now Bill Simmons is doing something on HBO as well. Those Celtic-Laker title games were not that awesome either.
Well, they didn't have a three-point shot back then. So here I'm talking about that, but then.
But also in terms of I'm talking about the pace. And also
they
how
had
the game
slow
was played,
paces,
too.
didn't they?
Well, it wasn't run and gun like you thought. And the exquisite, unbelievable guys don't make shots, Hall of Famers all over. It wasn't what you thought it was.
Right.
Go back and watch it.
Okay, so on that note, I don't blame people for not trusting Oklahoma City. Now, this is convenient to say that after last night's epic collapse, but do you concur?
Yeah, I'm on board. It's you got to prove it to me. Right? That's like what Sal Pels always says with us. You got to show me you can do it first. So that's after what happened last year. I know they're a lot better now. But
yeah, oh yes.
I'd still be worried when you're facing a joker, the all-time great, or you're going against LeBron and Luka. You have to be. Not to mention that even no matter who's out, Dallas has your number. And you might draw them in the first round.
Well, I know you keep rejecting it today. There might be something. Minnesota might have their number. That can't happen. That last night was completely unacceptable, and I'm guessing that's not going to happen again if they get up by 20 points against that team in the fourth quarter.
No, it's a fair question. Yeah. Trust the SEC, not the Big Ten. March Madness. Do you concur?
Okay, are we talking about to win the whole thing or to make a Final Four run?
All of it. To win the whole thing, Final Four, deep teams, or this league is going to be the big disappointment. Teams are going to get bounced early.
Now, I don't know if an SEC team is absolutely going to cut the nets down this year, but you have to trust them more than the Big Ten because, again, the Big Ten has not won the title in 25 years. So why would I trust that conference?
And they get 10, 11 bids every year.
Every single time. Let's do it again. Lenardi today, how many teams? 10?
10.
From the Big Ten?
13 from the SEC.
Sure. And how many teams will have a legit shot to make the Final Four? One? Mm-hmm. Maybe? They'll get upset along the way. I hope I'm wrong. So I think it's a really good conference this year overall, fun to watch. My Badgers, they were playing great basketball before the loss against Oregon, but yeah, it has to be the SEC all day long. And
look at the seeds they're going to get too.
There's also there's 7 teams who are awesome in the SEC.
Yeah. Yep.
Last one, forget numbers here. The biggest upset in Major League Baseball this year would be the Dodgers staying healthy and not winning the NL West. Do you concur?
Yeah, your qualifier there, right? Yes, concur. If they stay healthy and can't win the division, what would Arizona be able to do? How many wins? Because with that rotation that the Dodgers have and the lineup, I mean, you won the World Series and you got better big time, especially with the rotation. Take your betting to the next level with First Bet, whether it's Santa Anita, Gulfstream, or the road to the Derby. First Bet puts the action at your fingertips. Sign up now, firstbet.com, promo code VSIN200. Get a 20% rebate on all your wagers for the first 60 days, up to $200. Don't miss out. Bet smarter today. Firstbet.com.
Follow the money here on VSIN, the Sports Betting Network. Up next, Mel Kiper put out a mock draft today, and DraftKings has posted more NFL draft props. It's NFL Combine Week. He could pick up a lot of steam during this event and is currently 25-1.
This is Follow the Money on VSIN.
Welcome back. We are live in downtown Las Vegas, Circa Resort and Casino. The owner and CEO of this great property, Derek Stevens, in studio at 6:30 p.m. Eastern tonight, 3:30 Pacific time, with a huge announcement here at Circa and on VSIN. We were talking about the NBA, and there was Channing Frye who brought that up about living in the past with the NBA.
Yeah.
And why so many people don't like today's product compared to the 80s and the 90s.
It all goes back to Jordan, yeah.
This is a good one from Tom Sawicki. 2 words, load management. 35 years ago, those words were never spoken.
He's right about that. That's a good one. I shouldn't have missed it. A lot of it.
Me too.
A little bit's on the players. I mean, if you want to play, you play. Some of it's team mandated as well. But the big thing is if I'm going to spend serious coin to go to a game, I got to know the guy's playing. And the bad taste that leaves in my mouth, oh, he's not playing.
Yep.
What? And it happens all the time. And that, something that never would have happened under David Stern, because he would have fined you a ton. That happened. The Spurs tried it once on a TNT game. And I think he fined him $500,000, $1 million.
$250,000, whatever it was, yeah. Earlier today, Mel Kiper, ESPN, one of their draft gurus, put out a mock draft coming up in April. He has Abdul Carter going number 1 overall to Tennessee. I don't buy it. I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't either. Also, some interesting comments from Tennessee. The more they talk, it seems like it's going to be Hunter.
The more Tennessee talks.
Can he play both ways? Yes. Can he be that generational talent? Yes. And I think that would be the route they're going. How often do you see this? Okay, fine. You can play wide receiver, and then we're going to put you in DB as well. I mean, that's a game changer for an organization right off the bat.
Sure. So I noticed that it's Combine week as well. So, teams are getting asked about Travis Hunter up and down the board, or at least near the top of it. And these teams earlier today were coming out with different answers. I think it was Tennessee who said, well, we see him playing cornerback more than wide receiver. And I think it was the Browns who came back and said, well, no, we see him as a full-time wide receiver, not cornerback. How about this?
Yeah.
How about a team is actually smart and they use him both ways? It doesn't have to be 100 snaps each game,
yes,
right, on both sides of the ball. He's not going to go out there and wear himself out by week 4 of his rookie season. Not asking that. But a smart team with a thoughtful GM and a really wise head coach will figure out a way to play Hunter at cornerback and wide receiver in the same game and make it work. Yep. How about that? The dumb teams will screw it up. So, and I don't know where he's going to go, but there's probably a lot of teams near the top that you'd have to qualify as dumb teams would not know how to use them. And I got to tell you, it would be very disappointing to me if a team takes him and they say, yeah, we're only going to play him at wide receiver or the other way around. That's a huge mistake.
I agree. I also think he needs to be the number 1 pick.
I hope you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Hanging on to 18-1 on that number, but yep. I'm not really holding my breath. Kiper also, he does have Hunter going 3rd overall to the Giants. Ward number 2 to the Browns.
Right.
Genty, this is what I was talking about earlier. Genty number 6 to Las Vegas. Shedeur Sanders number 7 to the Jets.
That's outrageous. I can't see the Raiders passing on Sanders unless they get Stafford or somebody. The Jets could get, if the Jets get Sanders, they'd have to trade up to do so. I can't imagine the Raiders would pass on him if he's there. Do you think that's a good price now? Ward is minus 270 to be the first quarterback selected.
He was earlier today. He just moved. He's minus $3 now.
Uh-huh.
Well, Sanders is plus 225. I don't see Sanders going ahead of him. How about this? This quarterback picked up steam during Senior Bowl week. It's the Combine now. I know that we're going to flip out on this. Jackson Dart is 25-1 to shock the world and go as the first quarterback, not number 1 overall in the draft, the first quarterback taken.
Where? Could Ward fall that far? Like, where's Dart going, though?
What if the Giants were to shock the world?
Oh, God.
What if it goes Hunter 1, Abdul Carter number 2, because the Browns, although they said today they don't plan on trading Myles Garrett, well, what if they have no choice? And then the Giants are sitting there picking their litter at quarterback, and they're like, yeah, we're going to fall for it and go Jackson Dart.
Yeah. What's the comment people sent in? The old friend said, hey, dog, how you doing? Mara wants to show off his star player at the golf club.
He wants to take him to Wingfoot.
Okay.
And have breakfast with his quarterback.
Yeah. Well,
take that for what it's worth.
Sure.
But is there any way that Dart could be so impressive at the Combine this week that steam reemerges like we had during Senior Bowl week, and all of a sudden 25-1 turns into 8-1? I'm willing to bet that some team, I'm not saying I want to bet 25-1 on this, because it does seem far-fetched, but watch him really impress, and then some team or some anonymous scout or GM come out and say, yeah, I'd take him as the first quarterback. I wouldn't be surprised about that. I would have nothing. There's no way I'm touching Quinn Ewers, Jalen Milroe.
That's outrageous.
Will Howard on the list.
He's also got the small hands too.
Yeah.
Tiny hands. Dante Culpepper, will be a fumbling machine. Howard, no way. I mean, the stuff, Sanders, you worry about the comments and team player and all that. Mm-hmm. Could he be a leader? Cam Ward, it goes back to how bad he was the second half of the season with Washington State, although he was phenomenal with Miami. I like Ward. Dart, I can't get over the Florida game. Maybe it's unfair, but you win the game, you're in the playoff. He threw like 3 picks in 2 minutes. He was terrible in that game. So I can't get there either. I think it's more of Kiffin and the offense that he runs.
Now, how about this? DK has a prop up. Will the Raiders draft both Shedeur and Shiloh Sanders? Mm-hmm. It's 35-1.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
I don't hate that either.
No, because look at what, helping him out, doing the solid for him. Look what Milwaukee does. Freak's brother can't play. Mm-hmm. There he is right there.
I like that analogy.
Yeah, that's what that is. Take him number 6, wink, wink, put the brother on the team. We'll be here for the next 10, 15 years. Doesn't matter. Guy's got a roster spot, gets a paycheck like Bronny James Part 2. Freak's brother's atrocious. You know, I'm sure he's a nice guy. The guy can't play.
Right.
There's stuff on social media where he's doing stuff in warm-ups. He looks like a total buffoon.
Yeah, no way he should be in the league.
Yeah.
I would say this. If it was still like the regime with Mayock and Gruden, 100% I'm betting that prop.
Yeah.
Because I'm convinced they would have done something like that.
Mm-hmm.
The team to draft Ashton Genty, Cowboys plus 225. They're picking 12th. He might not be around. Raiders are plus 320. Bears are plus 450, then the Broncos, and then the Steelers. There was a report that the Broncos might trade up for him. Or would like to trade up for him.
Oh, I'd like that. That's not bad.
I mean,
it's common sense for the Cowboys. I just don't think they do it. I mean, you can't. Good luck figuring out Jerry.
He said today, I think it was today, they're going to be subjectively aggressive in free agency.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I trust him.
Yeah.
The team to draft Travis Hunter, the Browns picking number 2 are plus 350. The Patriots behind them at number 4, picking they're plus 475. Tennessee is 5-1 to take him right now. That's basically just picking him. You know, he's going to go number 1 overall in the draft.
I mentioned this while you were on vacation. I would trade Garrett and start over. Get those picks, take a quarterback, and rebuild. Because the Watson thing's a disaster, and it's ruined the franchise and held them back. You got lucky with Flacco somehow, some way. Mm-hmm. But this is just, what do you do now? Guaranteed money. Got to draft somebody. May never play again with the Browns. Just trade Garrett, get some picks. Someone will do it. Someone will give you some ones, or a 1 and a couple, maybe a 2 or something.
Oh, my God.
I would take
Paul, if you dangle Myles Garrett out to the Lions.
Yes, or the Bills.
The Bills or the Commanders. And, it would be a 1 and some other pieces to go along with that to get Myles Garrett. How do those teams say no to that?
And what's he got? There's 2 years left on the deal, I think. I could be wrong about that. But that's just hit the reset button and start over. You got lucky 2 years ago. You somehow made the playoffs.
Yeah.
You screwed this up royally with the Watson stuff.
In that division, they're essentially nowhere close.
That too. Yes.
So
Juice Reels dropped a revolutionary update bringing transparency to the picks marketplace. No hiding your bets or faking a good record. Everyone on Juice Reels syncs their betting accounts, importing their betting history directly from the books. The days of giving fake betting records are over. You're only as good as your actual betting history says you are. Juice Reel ranks every bettor based on their actual betting record. If you're a sharp bettor and the others follow your bets, you're going to get paid for helping others win. You're going to win your bets and get paid when you help others. Tail-proven, verified winners on Juice Reel. It's free in the Juice Reel app, REEL. Get it now. Download Juice Reel. Get Juice Reel today, REEL.
Don't you feel like a team is going to make a major reach for Jackson Dart in the first round, or he's going to free fall? There's no in between. And by that I mean a team takes him top 10, top 12. Somehow they trade up for the guy, or he slides to the middle of the second round. Nobody's taking him 24th overall. Would
you rather have Dart, or would you rather maybe not a Darnold, but someone, because you'd have to pay him a lot of money, but someone like that, like a retread? That's the question you're going to have to ask yourself.
Yeah, no kidding. That's what it's going to boil down to. We will get into tonight's Hoops card up next here on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network, including a team that might be spot-proof in college basketball. That's next.